Hello everybody, it's your Proftrof and we're back again with another account. Thank you, the video. This is absolute mad lads. Alcibiades. Got it, I think. This is gonna be like some history shit. Okay, some medieval stuff. Not medieval, this looks like Greek time stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. I really like these old school history badasses. So let's see who this guy is. I don't think
Given
I know
how
him.
popular Assassin's Creed Odyssey has become, I feel it's a little bit appropriate to do a Mad Lads on one of the characters featured in the game who, despite the calm
Which one
and
is that?
rather flamboyant way that he acts, he has one hell of a story that definitely qualifies him for Mad Lads. Alcibiades.
Alcibiades, okay, I was close enough, okay. Put my glasses on that now.
Alcibiades was a native to Athens and he was born in roughly 450 BC. He was from a family of aristocrats and he was a very well respected
that's the dude you help in Athens. The dude that wants to try to become president of Athens. I remember now.
Politician and general in Athens. The most striking thing about him was his looks. A lot of people would even go as far as to say that he was the most attractive man in all of Greece. He was a very, very pretty man. And women and men would be lining up at his door.
Hey, you don't have to say anything. You just have to say Greece. You don't have to say men and women. It's Greece, okay? We understand that they do.
To get some of that Alcibiades, which he
Okay,
was more than happy
do
to
everything.
offer because Alcibiades was having sex with everyone. Everyone.
Open this door, or I'll kick it in!
Oh, it's this dude? Wait, this dude's a badass? Wait,
Oh, don't mind her.
I thought it was the dude
She
you were
likes to
helping, not...
watch. Look at you. Such authority. Such aggression. I can see why Pericles has taken such an interest in you. Did you come to join us?
It sounded like someone was in pain.
Well, it can sometimes be hard to distinguish between sounds of pleasure and pain.
This game.
Had I known you were going to knock, I would have left my door wide open for you.
Even apparently Socrates, one of the founders of Western philosophy, was even banging Alcibiades.
Hey, why not?
Apparently Socrates even wrote some works about how hot Alcibiades was.
Now, dear teacher, I think you should whisk me away for our private lesson.
I'm afraid I haven't had enough wine for that, Alcibiades.
Then someone fill his cup.
So we've laid the groundwork for who Alcibiades was. A very, very attractive and very, very influential
I
man.
didn't know he was a
Now,
general.
having a life like that might lead a man to think that he can do whatever the hell he wants. And that's just what Alcibiades did. During peacetime between Sparta and Athens,
Okay.
Segesta in Sicily appealed to Athens for help in a conflict that was forming between them and Syracuse, a place on the opposite side of Sicily. Syracuse, however, was allied with Sparta, so a lot of intelligent people said that it would probably be best if no one got involved in the conflict so that they can avoid having an all-out war with Sparta. However, Alcibiades had a counter-proposal.
Just
Fuck
do
all
it.
that shit. Let's just build the biggest navy the world has ever seen, sail over there, and instead of helping Segesta, let's just conquer all of Sicily in the name of Athens, because
Why
fuck
not?
the consequences.
Exactly.
And Alcibiades, with his good looks that gave him plus 99 charisma, was easily able to convince everyone to go along with this very...
It's like playing Fallout and you have high speech. You can pretty much make everyone do anything you want. It's like playing Fallout with high speech. It's fucking broken. It should not work like that, but it does.
very bad idea. And Alcibiades, using his looks and charm to convince people into going along with very bad ideas, is something that he did a lot. Alcibiades was given command of this huge fleet that was to set sail for Sicily. However, right before the fleet was due to depart, Alcibiades did something quite strange. All over Athens there were these statues called Herms, which were dedicated to the god Hermes, who is the god who watches over travellers, so it
Okay.
obviously would be very, very
Did he lick the statues? You know, penis?
Wise for Alcibiades to upset such a god right before he departs on his voyage. But instead, what Alcibiades did was got very, very drunk and ran all over Athens, ripping the dicks off of all the statues because, fuck you bitch, I'm Alcibiades. While Alcibiades and his fleet were sailing to Sicily, Alcibiades was recalled
Ow. Ow. Ooh.
back to Athens to stand trial over him ripping the dicks off of all the statues. While Alcibiades was heading back to Athens, he just sort of decided, nah, fuck that, turned left and instead went straight to Sparta, where he then assisted the Spartan king and generals by handing over all of the information that he...
What? So, okay, my boy's like, okay, fuck Sparta, let's go conquer the world. Make a huge navy, becomes the commander, rips dicks off. They tell him, come back, you cannot be ripping dicks off gods. He goes to Sparta and is like, hey, bruh, here's all the info.
He knew about Athens' military power and tactics so that he could assist the Spartans in defeating Athens. So Alcibiades lived with the Spartans for a few years, where he was quite successful in being a personal advisor to the Spartan kings and also the generals, until a day came when the Spartan king's wife gave birth to a baby. A baby who...
Oh no. Oh no. He didn't only assist the Spartan king, he assisted the Spartan king's wife.
who had the same hair colour as Alcibiades, the same light skin tone as Alcibiades, the same facial structure as well. You know, come to think of it, Alcibiades, did you hear that the king's wife gave birth to a baby that looks exactly like you? Well, I guess it's time to leave. Which was wise because the Spartan king demanded that Alcibiades be arrested, but Alcibiades had already fled to Persia by this point, where he became a direct advisor to Persian governors. This man...
Wait, didn't Persians hate Greeks at this time? What? Okay, first off, Sparta hated Athens at this time. He went to Sparta. They were like, okay, bruh, just come in, take our dicks, it's okay. Then he went from Sparta to Persia, who hate Greeks, I'm pretty sure. This was after the invasions, or was it before the invasions? I don't know.
Was able to get into the highest reaches of Athenian, Spartan, and Persian government just through the power of his charisma and good looks alone. But he didn't fuck anyone's wife this time.
Oh.
He'd learned his lesson.
A small thing may very well make a huge impact.
He then, from a distance, managed to sort of manipulate and twist a lot of Athenian politics so that he could swing things so that he wouldn't be in any trouble when he came back.
All right. What about the politician?
He was brilliant and opposed me. A fatal combination. So he needed replacing, and I had a much dumber man perfect for the job.
He always wanted to return to Athens, and when he did manage to finally come back, despite the fact that he betrayed the city to Sparta, and that he manipulated so much of the city's politics, that plus 99 charisma and good looks saw him welcomed back as a hero, and all of the charges against him were dropped.
What?
Beautiful people have it so easy.
True.
Alcibiades was then just given his old roles back as a politician in general. However, that was short-lived because all of that came to an end when he was completely disgraced at the Battle of Notium. Alcibiades was commander of the Athenian fleet, and so Alcibiades was watching the Spartan fleet, but Alcibiades knew that they weren't strong enough to take on the Spartan fleet because the Spartan fleet was accepting deserters, mercenaries, you name it, but the Spartan fleet was also being led by the great Spartan general, Lysander. So Alcibiades was going to leave the Athenian fleet in his ship and 2 other accompanying ships so that he could get more funds and more soldiers for the fleet so that they would be able to take on the Spartan fleet. Alcibiades turned to his second in command, Antiochus, and says, I'm going to leave to get more soldiers and get more ships and get more money. I just want you to watch the Spartan fleet. Just watch them. Do not attack. Do not engage.
Okay, well, everyone can see where this is going. He attacked, didn't he? Immediately. Oh, no.
Just watch them. And then as soon as Alcibiades left,
That fucking general pulled a Leroy Jenkins.
Antiochus decided to immediately head-on assault the Spartan fleet. The entire Athenian fleet was destroyed.
Oh, a pity your brain isn't as big as your muscles.
Alcibiades ended up getting the blame for his helmsman being a complete sperg. This was mostly manipulated by a lot of Alcibiades' enemies back in Athens, who tried to make sure that his shame and disgrace was amplified as much as they could possibly make it. And then what happened was Alcibiades decided to put himself into self-inflicted exile. So Alcibiades exiled himself to his castle in the Thracian Chersonese.
He has a fucking castle. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he have a castle?
And he never returned to Athens again. How Alcibiades died is kind of disputed, but there is one common story that most historians seem to agree with.
Oh, no.
Lysander of the Spartans discovered that Alcibiades was living in exile and he now no longer had the support of Athens, so he knew that this would be an excellent time to go and kill Alcibiades and finally get revenge for all those years that Alcibiades spent banging all their wives.
What do you want?
This is for you.
Give it here. Is this some kind of joke? This is a cast of someone's dick. What's this engraving? This is for your wife, Thalia, for when she starts to miss me. Tell me now, who said this?
Lysander sent his assassins to Alcibiades' castle, and while Alcibiades was bathing, the assassins surrounded the castle and set it on fire. Alcibiades immediately ran outside, butt naked.
A giant origin suit. He's not gonna die. He has 100 speech, okay? He's not gonna die. It just doesn't work like that. He has 100 speech.
With nothing but a dagger, and just started stabbing the assassins, but Alcibiades was finally brought down in a shower of arrows, and apparently he only went down after he was struck by 15 arrows. This man managed to influence 3 very powerful
I was pretty sure they would just fuck him and let it go.
nations simply through the power of his good looks and charm,
dick.
as well as being an accomplished politician, warrior, tactician, and general. Don't let the flamboyant, theatrical way he acts in Assassin's Creed fool you. There's a lot more to him than meets the eye.
It was pretty scary in Assassin's Creed, to be honest.
The man who cucked Sparta.
It's Count Dankula on YouTube. Everybody should subscribe.
Bro, he has pug shirts. He has pug shirts. Why doesn't he have the shirt, the pug doing? Okay, let's not do it. YouTube, British Empire, please do not fine me for my mistakes. Anyway, quick thank you to the patrons: Pedro Martinez, Commanders, Unit, Raw Berry, Prince Swastic, Fuse Chicken, Fuse Cheese, Senior Hilter, Lemon and Moon, Madash, Ronic, not a James Bizone. Thank you all for the support. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll check you out next time. Oh yeah, we'll be streaming some RimWorld. Come check me out if you all want. Yeah, have a nice day, everybody.